Hello, my name is London Lee, and today we are going to be working on the difference quotient formula and using an example to figure out what a certain function will turn into with that formula. Anyways, so we have the difference quotient formula here. So it's fx plus h minus f of x over h, and that shows us kind of like the rate of change over like an interval time. So we're going to be using this to find the difference quotient formula of this example. And so I've already started writing it out, as you can see. But so this is going to be our example right here. Boom. Our example. And we're going to figure out what the difference quotient formula is for this. So we have this, and our first step is we're going to plug in this. We're going to plug in fx plus h into the x's. So instead of being f of x equals x squared plus 3x, it's going to be fx plus h equals x plus h squared plus 3x plus h. So if we factor those out, we start with the first one. So if we factor out these guys, it gives us x squared. So you follow me along right here. X squared plus 2x h plus h squared. So that's what happens when we factor everything out with this first piece right here. Then if we factor this guy, we find it is 3x plus 3h. From here, I'm going to continue downward, and we're going to use these, and we're just going to make it really long. So fx plus h equals x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 3x plus 3h. So long equation, but since we plugged in x plus h, and then we use that to figure out what the factor it out and get all those numbers, we just plugged it into one big one. So this is going to be fx plus h. So if we go back to that formula that we were using before, you can see fx plus h is the first part. So now we need to subtract f of x from this equation that we just got. So if we do that, we have our very long equation right here. Minus the original equation, which was x squared plus 3x. So going from here, we subtract those. And if we're going to subtract those, it leaves us with, so you can cancel out like the like things. So you can cancel out the 3x and the 3x because this is negative right here. So we have to remember that that's going to be a negative 3x. So negative 3x, and then we can cancel out the squared as well because it's going to be a negative squared. So boom, boom. So that leaves us with 2xh plus h squared plus 3h. So that's what's going to be our answer right here. Boom. Now we're going to divide that whole thing by h, which you can see I left a little note for myself right there. Sometimes I forget that. And if we do that, we can divide each individual one by h. So that leaves us, if we're going to divide those by h, we're going to get rid of these h's, get rid of the h. We're going to get rid of one of these h's because there's two right here. So we're going to get rid of one. And then we're going to get rid of the h's right here. So this is going to be our answer. So when we go and we plug everything in, our final answer is going to be, so there's the difference quotient formula. So that's going to equal 2x plus h plus 3. And just make sure, yep. So I'm going to make sure that my answer was correct from over there to over here. So fx plus h minus f of x over h is equal to 2x plus h plus 3. Awesome. If you need to, you can take a look at this work again. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can kind of go through the steps yourself if you'd like to. All righty. And there's that for you.